Hey, we're streaming live. Welcome everybody to the live chat. This is, of course, our Friday 12 o'clock live chat. We're streaming twice a week, Friday at 12, Monday 4 p.m. These are local New Zealand times. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody in the USA. Happy Friday to everyone else. Today, we're going to be talking about all kinds of fun stuff, looking at what's going on with mining, what's going on with hacking, what's going on with scams, that and much more, answering your questions, of course. Welcome to the chat, everybody. Some quick updates for you. Got a lot of exciting interviews lined up over the next couple of weeks here. I have got today, just after this chat, I'm interviewing the CEO from Loopring, so that's going to be pretty cool. Air New Zealand. Munted One, can you please put the live stream times on your About page? Well, that's a good time, actually. That's a good thought. I will do that. I'll make a note. Live stream times. Okay. I am also going to be interviewing David Martin from Powerledger. He's the co-founder of Powerledger. He's the guy who they sent over to India to sign the deal with Tech Mahindra. So I'll be talking with him next week sometime. Finally heard back from the guys over at Nav. Oh my gosh. That's been a long time in the coming. We've nailed down a time for next week. Let's see if we can make it happen. So keep an eye out for that one. And I'm in contact with Justin Tab from the Substratum team, and that's going to go ahead as well. Air Taxius asks, are they paid interviews? No, they are not paid interviews. If I do any paid sponsorships, I always tell you guys when they are. Basically, it's only the ICO reviews that I do. Otherwise, the interviews are basically all just me trying to talk to people, you know, give you guys awesome content, get real insider information about the coins that we're doing. So that's straight up there for Air Taxis. When will Neo pop? Rory, who knows, Rory? Good question. Obviously, we saw a lot of excitement last week from Neo. The Neo team actually came out and said, sorry about that, guys. I know we made an announcement. Everyone got really excited, but we were just making an announcement for an announcement that something else is going to happen way later in the future. So there you go. Marv Machado, do you have a video about Modem? I do not, Marv, but if you'd like that to be next week's community coin, go check my Friday news video out and vote for it. Uchiha Reddy asks, is Air Token on your list? It's not high on my list, but if you want to make that happen, Air Token has almost won twice by a write-in campaign. I had it listed on the top 4 coins last week, and the Air Token guys, Skycoin, I think it was Air Token. Let's see if they can make it happen. Last week, Moeda Loyalty Points, they got in, community jumped in, and won through a write-in campaign. Can Air Token do it? Go activate the community, guys. Let's see if we can make it happen. What are your thoughts on SFI Coin, another lending program about to launch? No idea, Crypto Mike, but it's a very popular topic at the moment, lending coins. I don't get into them. Hello from the Isle of Man, massive Ethos fan. Nice. Welcome, Rob. Rory, is Centra a scam? Well, that's an interesting question. Is Centra a scam? There were a lot of allegations, there still remain a lot of allegations focused on Centra. I haven't looked into the project enough. Obviously, they're out there, they're trying to actually do. We'll see if they can pull it off. I wouldn't call them a scam, Rory. The word scam gets thrown around way too easily in this space. And that's dangerous, because if everyone's running around calling everything a scam, in fact, I heard people calling Neo a scam. People were commenting on my videos saying Neo's a scam, Neo's a big scam, these scammers over at Neo. I feel bad for people who bought it 50 bucks and then panic sold it 35, you know, 2 days later after they bought at the wrong time. But it's tricky. It's tricky. You really have to be careful what you call a scam, what you don't call a scam. So, Raphael, Honestly, do you believe the Genesis mining contracts for Bitcoin will be profitable in 2018? Yes, I do. I wouldn't have bought them. There's, of course, an element of risk involved. I've made a video this week talking about that. Obviously, it's a pretty distant pre-sale, and who knows what's going to be happening in the Bitcoin-verse by then. Definitely, with the way the price in Bitcoin's going up, looks really good at this point. Now, that could actually bring us into the next story. Actually, I want to just go into this one real quick. Mikhail asks, people are dropping their ethos after the rebrand. You think that's panic? It's not panic. And if it was panic, we would have seen a drop like well below $1. This is just typical people taking some of those profits. People who bought at $1.20, they're coming in and saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to get some money out before this goes down any farther. They're just taking their percentages. It's pretty normal stuff. The news comes in, people buy. News isn't that exciting. Price goes back down. So, 2 companies came out yesterday and both announced that they are bringing in new Bitcoin miners. So that's really exciting. I think just in my video yesterday I made about Bitcoin mining, I said, gosh, Bitmain really needs some competition. I published that, and then I checked Twitter and oh, there you go, Dragon Mint has announced. So that was I guess a well-timed video in that sense. But I'm really happy to see this competition coming in. Now this is a 16 terahash miner, so that is 2.5 terahash stronger than the Bitmain miner at this point. EBIT as well. 10 nanometer chips. Such an exciting web page. They're also bringing out Bitcoin miners too. Raul Arana, what have you heard about 10 and 6 nanometer chips? I haven't heard anything about 6 nanometer chips yet, Raul. So keep me up to date on that if we see those coming out. But I know that currently there are 7 nanometer chips coming out in the near future from GMO. How will this affect mining contracts? Not as much as you may think it will, because it's still terahashes. It's not as drastic as we've seen before. Yeah, it brings it up, definitely, without a doubt. The competition is moving forward, but it's not like someone came out and developed a 100 terahash miner. That would immediately invalidate any contracts that you have. It's like what we saw happen with Dash, if that were the case. We saw the most powerful machine on the market was a 2 gigahash machine for like $10,000, and then Bitmain brought out a 15 gigahash machine for $1,500. Revolutionized the market overnight. So definitely a lot of space here, but I don't think it's going to totally revolutionize it. The 7 nanometer chips will, of course, add into it. The real thing you have to think, though, much more than all of this going on, is actually that what we're going to see happen, so many more ASICs get hooked up to the network. That's the real deal here. None of these machines are blowing anything out of the water. They're just good competition. And that is good to have good competition in the space. But not until, we see, I don't know, the 3 nanometer chip or something will just totally blow these out of the water. But the real thing you have to think about is if there are 50,000 more ASICs competing for that same Bitcoin every day, yeah, difficulty is going to go up a lot, guys. Multiman 40, just buy Bitcoin, some say. Some do say just buy Bitcoin. Raphael asks again, if you had to choose, would you buy Bitcoin or buy Genesis contracts? This is a great question. So, basically, I do both. I invest a little bit into cloud mining. I like cloud mining. I've had really good returns from it. I also just buy Bitcoin. It's kind of a worry-free process buying Bitcoin. You buy Bitcoin, you sit it, it's done. Boom. Mining, it's riskier, but you potentially get a very good payoff in the end. So I would not say, you know, go 100% all your money into cryptocurrency mining, especially with cloud mining contracts. If you are going to be going 100% into mining, buy the miners, especially when they're available. As I explained in my video yesterday, if you can do home mining, rock it out. I do cloud mining. My space isn't good for it. I live in a small apartment. It's the reality. You know, so I like cloud mining. Outsource it. Don't think about it. Don't have to worry about running the machines. It's nice, but I pay a premium for it. Aiden asks, have you any information on when Cardano will be bringing out their staking? I'm not sure the exact date has been announced yet. I think you'll be able to stake with any amount in your wallet though, Aiden. It'll be sort of run on a kind of lottery basis. Keep an eye out for that. Max Payne asks, do you still like Kyber Network? I do still like Kyber Network. I'm looking forward to them getting up and running. They're probably the premier player right now in the decentralized exchange space as far as what they're probably going to get set up. Obviously, they haven't got it out yet, so we have to wait and see for them to come out. Takumi, thanks for the heads up on the Black Friday sale. Just ordered two. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Glad it's, I guess it must have been 2 o'clock France time that it started. Raul, are the power ledgers that you buy and sell, for example, on Binance coins or tokens? They're tokens. They are tokens. They're power ledger tokens. Most ERC-20, well, ERC-20s are tokens, so. Monstrous Moonshine, I sold my house in Beijing for 200 Bitcoin. Wow. Cool. Good stuff, man. A sweet deal. Must have been quite the nice house. Raphael asks, what is the best Bitcoin mining machine for at home? Any of them, Raphael. Just go grab one. It depends on your power. I have really expensive power here in Wellington too. It's, you know, some people have commented on my videos, that's an obscene amount. Why don't you comment on like a real amount of power consumption? Like, well, this is my power consumption. These are the prices that I actually pay for power consumption. So it depends. You know, definitely these new players, the Dragon Mint looks great. We'll have to see some more details about the EBIT. I haven't looked into it deeply yet. But get into it. Get involved if you can. Lambos to the moon. Anthony asks, do you think it's okay to mine directly to my ledger if I only get payments monthly? Yeah, why not? Why not? Remember, you don't have to have your ledger hooked up in order to be able to receive payments. Your ledger is like your key. The payments can get sent to the blockchain. You don't have to be able to physically access, have it online in order to receive that. So, Subash asks, hey Clark, it's Lark by the way, no C, with an L, Lark. Just like the crypto Lark. Hey Lark, are you investing in NEO long term, asks Subash. Absolutely I am. Don asks, is Stratos a worthwhile investment? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Stratos is a worthwhile investment. They're they're a top project, and they've taken a massive hit recently in the markets price-wise. So it was a really good chance to buy in. They were at like $3 or something for a while. It's still only at $4. Stratos is still a good buy. Chris asks, is staking or masternodes better than mining? Depends what you're mining. Both are good options. Depends on what masternode you've got set up. Depends on what staking options you have. At the Crypto Lark, any thoughts on 3 YouTubers getting robbed and they do nothing about it? let's talk about that. We were going to talk about it today anyway. I didn't hear that Crypto Nick got robbed, but I don't know. Guys, this is a weird situation for me. I mean, Craig Grant, $500,000. Trayvon, $1 million, and I haven't heard that Crypto Nick got robbed too. So I can't specifically comment on that, but something seems fishy here. Bitcoin Bogan, go ahead. Something seems really fishy here, guys, and I don't know. It's BS, says Michael Crypto. New evidence online says they're lying. There you go. I read they're lying and it's to avoid taxes, says Marv. Yeah, this is the thing. These guys are bragging about making $1 million online, showing their money every day. The whole thing seems too orchestrated. Is your Exodus wallet totally safe? No. But at the same time, these guys would know that. They wouldn't have kept $1 million on their Exodus wallet, $500,000 on their Exodus wallet. A lot of that, of course, was there for show, for bragging purposes. I hope they didn't get hacked, personally. I don't have anything against these guys. I'm not a BitConnect promoter. I don't like the idea of BitConnect. But whatever. They do what they do. But I have nothing against them. I hope they didn't get hacked. No one deserves to be hacked. But if they're doing it for self-promotion, it's terrible. If they're doing it for tax avoidance, it's also terrible. I don't know. You know the thing, why wouldn't you call the cops? But this is the thing. This is what their channels are based on, bragging about how much they make on BitConnect in particular. And again, I'm not hating on that, but you can't do one and then not expect to pay $300,000 or $400,000 in taxes on that $1 million that you made. So I don't know. It's a tricky situation, guys. Like I said, I hope they didn't actually do it, but real hacks do happen, though. Real hacks do happen, whether or not that was real or not. Whatever. Real hacks do definitely happen, though, guys. So, Tether, $31 million stolen the other day. A guy in Austria got hacked sitting in a cafe. So, Worthless as Tits on a Board says, if I ever make $1 million, I'll be jumping up and down and gladly paying the taxes. Yeah. Of course, these recent hacks, particularly of these prominent BitConnect promoters, has led to the continued speculation. Does this mean that BitConnect is ending? Is this an exit strategy? Are they trying to get out? Bitcoin Bogan, how are they getting hacked though? Well, they're storing $1 million on their Exodus wallet on their laptop. That is how they got hacked. Exodus is a fairly safe wallet for a hot wallet. You don't want to keep $1 million there, though. Kane Dizzle 08. So is it impossible to rob from my ledger if I don't give out my private key? Basically. Look, impossible... Technically, I think it is possible, but it's like 99.999999999% impossible. It would require such a high-level attack, but then you can't even send anything without clicking it. So basically, getting a ledger is the best way to secure your money. Because what happens if somebody steals your ledger? After 3 attempts, they're cut out. It resets. What happens if... you lose your ledger? Well, you have your passphrase. In fact, the passphrase is the most important thing. That's actually the more vulnerable part. But most people, when they come into your house, don't go looking for a little piece of paper with 24 random words written on it. Monstrous Machine at the Crypto Alert. Can I sell myself to you for 100 Bitcoin? Ooh la la. Most interesting offer I've had all day. Kane Dizzle, why is it so safe? Kane Dizzle, the ledger is so safe because no one can crack into it. It's only the key. Imagine that your money, it's out there on the blockchain somewhere as a registry. The only way you can get into it is with the key. The ledger is the key. You can't send any money without that key. Dinuk J, is a ledger safer than my Ether wallet? Dinuk, yes, but you can access my Ether wallet with a ledger. This is the thing, again guys, your ledger is your key. It is the key to the vault. And it's got two keys, so if someone actually steals your physical key, where's my ledger? If someone steals your physical key, or you lose it, or a dinosaur eats it, doesn't matter, because you have your passphrase to back it up. You can always access your funds again using that phrase, that passphrase. So, how doesn't the private key go online when I send money? This is the thing, is it's again, you're accessing your blockchain account. You're not sending your private keys to someone else. So Marv, are you a teacher? You remind me so much of a teacher. Well, good guess, actually. I have been a teacher for many years. I was a teaching assistant at university, and I've taught English overseas for quite a few years. So, and now I'm a private language coach, although that job's finishing. I'm trying to go full crypto these days, but yeah, I have been. Anyway, guys, make sure you're protecting your funds. This is the important thing to keep an eye on. Okay, I want to move on to the next news story here. Far East Island in Russia may become a cryptocurrency mining hub. Fernando, NEM wallet is coming to Trezor. So Trezor, not the ledger yet. We've seen a lot of to and fro with Russia. And while Russia may not be one of the biggest cryptocurrency markets, it has the potential to be one of the biggest cryptocurrency influencers. Russia has, I don't know, more programmers than like anyone else. I don't know. I guess India per total bulk weight probably has more programmers, but crazy amount of programmers in Russia developing a lot of different crypto projects. If you look at most teams, there's at least one Russian on that team. Irkutsk, big mining center. Krasnoyarsk, they're trying to make it into a mining center. Ruski Island, this is just off the coast of Vladivostok. Look at making it into a mining center. St. Petersburg, trying to attract people to use an old warehouse next to their nuclear power plant. CryptoSpark in the house, everybody. How's it going, CryptoSpark? Thanks for joining the chat. Always good to have the CryptoSpark along. Fantastic. And of course, Russia is coming out with a draft of the legislation that's currently underway. They're going to tax miners, basically. They're going heavy into mining. And this comes back to our earlier conversation to an extent about what is Bitcoin mining going to look like next year. A lot of players are entering. So it's going to be pretty crazy in that sense. We'll see where they go. Kane Dizzle, who is CryptoSpark? You should go check out CryptoSpark's YouTube channel, Kane Dizzle. He's one of the dudes who's absolutely keeping it real out there. A wise crypto fool. I got my hands on a Ledger Blue after waiting a month. Definitely the best hardware all around thus far. I think I'm going to get a Ledger Blue. Unfortunately, it's not on sale. I think only the Nano's on sale today during the Black Friday sale. But I like the look of the Ledger Blue. Monstrous Moonshine asks, could you talk about Bitcoin Diamond? Oh God, what is Bitcoin Diamond? What? I don't know. No, I know nothing about it. I know nothing about Bitcoin Diamond, but why? Why? So many things going on. And just a further reminder on the potential price futures of Bitcoin. Abramovich among billionaires set to invest in cryptocurrency. The billionaires are getting in. The banks are getting in. The hedge funds are getting in. Institutional mining operations from giant corporations are coming. I've done so many stories this year about how different companies are getting involved hard in mining. Watch out. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Price action is coming. This is definitely the time in Bitcoin's life. If you're new to it, if you've been around for a while, whatever. Watch for the dips. Stack up. There may not be big dips coming in the way that we saw them before. I don't think we're ever going to see that $1,800 Bitcoin like we did 6 months ago. So, Ed A asks, happy Thanksgiving. Anything to say about Loopring? The only thing I have to say about Loopring, which I said earlier in the chat, is I'm going to be talking to the CEO of Loopring after the chat today. So, at CryptoLark, you rock. Thanks, man. Okay, this was an interesting story too I wanted to share with you guys. Australians are paying $1 million a week worth of bills using Bitcoin. Interesting. That's interesting. Seriously. I don't know if I would pay my power bills with Bitcoin, but I guess at the same time, you got to start it moving around. My one worry is that if you start paying, if like Amazon starts accepting Bitcoin, for example, power companies start accepting Bitcoin, that they, in particular, might hold it. And then, of course, it gets stuck and, you know, they drive the price up and get lots of Bitcoin sitting in different wallets. We need more distribution of Bitcoin across the network, to be honest. It would really help. Dave asks, are you excited about Omise Go next year? Yes. I'm excited about a lot of projects next year. And it's actually quite funny looking around the crypto space right now because so many of these really great projects, Omise Go, Substratum, and Power Ledger's not even bringing out their own blockchain until 2019. They are projects that haven't even lifted off the ground yet. You got to think about that. Early days still a lot of forward potential for these. Omise Go, I like Omise Go a lot, and it's been kind of stubbornly low price-wise, and it does have a lot of movement to go up. But somebody was asking, Lark, what are your top 5 coins for next year? I don't know. I'll have to make a video about top 5 for 2018, but there are a lot of really exciting projects that are on the way. You know, MetalPay has just come out with their wallet, but they're going to start doing actual, you know, processing of payments. Omise Go, of course, is actually going to be deployed as it's supposed to be deployed next year. And just write down the list. I think the question you have to ask is, you know, don't come looking to people like me for my top 5 picks necessarily. You know, I've got a lot of coins that I'm super bullish on, super excited about. You know, we can just go and check the list out here, and there's just on and on and on about great projects. Obviously, Neo's a great project. Let's see what comes up with IOTA, right? Qtum is just gaining ground all the time. Omise Go, fantastic. Cardano is going to be huge. Stratos doing great things. Wave's doing great things currently. Power Ledger, let's see what they do moving forward. Komodo, when are they going to bring out their decentralized ICO? When they start doing that, watch out. Eternity, been tearing it up recently. Will they start getting some projects? Will they start getting some partnerships? Salt, let's watch out for Salt to come online. Basic attention token. They've been doing a lot recently. Let's watch for them to do even more. Zcoin's been exploding recently. Ethos saw a nice big run up during the rebranding excitement. Now it's pulling back a little bit, but when they start bringing things out, watch, because it'll be big. Walton Coin, excitement's died down a little bit. It'll come back once they start doing stuff. We have a market that is inherently, I don't know, it's just attention deficit disorder to the max. And in that kind of situation, you realize that great projects go up and then come back down fairly quickly. And Walton stayed at about $7 for a few weeks and then came back down. Exuberance, pullback. When so many of these projects actually start chilling, working as normal, I'll be excited about those days. You'll see a little bit more consistency in the market. Let's just have a quick look here. What is our total? Oh my God. $256 billion market cap. It is surging. Absolutely surging, guys. I don't know if you've been paying attention to that market cap, but it has been absolutely exploding. BTC dominance currently at 53%. There has been a slight move back into altcoins. I think a lot of that is coming from Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum, of course. Being such high-valued projects, they do take up a big portion. Oh my God. Let's just look at the last 3 months because this is interesting. Okay, so September 15th. This was a low time. This is, of course, around China. China drama time. $100 billion. We have now gone to $256 billion. No Kajork, thank you very much for the contribution. Much appreciated. Cardano is a sleeping giant long-term hold. Absolutely. I keep buying Cardano. It is definitely one of my regular buys that I stock up on all the time. Really, really, really exciting coin. Crypto Numbnuts says Cardano won't be a giant as per price per coin. That is true. That is very, very true. And thank you for pointing it out. And I know I've mentioned this before, but it's just worth repeating every time. People can look at projects and not assess them realistically. I love Cardano. I'm very bullish on Cardano. If we had a 50 times increase in the price of Cardano, that would make it about a $35–40 billion company. Cardano would be worth about $1.50, about $1.50 approximately. That would be an amazing range for it, and that's of course based on current circulating supply. As more supply comes into circulation, that will, you know, add to inflation a little bit. But definitely long term. Now, are you going to see a $100 Cardano? No. Not in our lifetimes. Well, I don't think so. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe it'll be worth more than God. But I really don't think so. And you have to keep those price calculations realistic, guys. Munted One. Cardano is what I hope most future crypto projects will look like. Me too, Munted One. Peer reviews, real tech, serious people working on a serious project. Jan L says price per coin is irrelevant. Market cap and percentages count. I 110% agree with that statement. Most people don't look at the price per coin, and they think that is what where the value is, and that, of course, is the wrong way to look at it. Brinks Mining says, I will take it until 25 cents. Yep. that's a good time to keep getting in. We're going to look back on this in a year and we're going to be talking about Cardano and be like, oh my God, remember when it was like 2.5 cents? Raul, are hydro mining tokens being traded anywhere? Not that I know of, Raul. I don't think they've hit anywhere yet. Vikrant asks, do you like Nemlark? Yeah, I'm a big Nem fan. They're probably one of the hardest working blockchains in the business. And the market doesn't always reward them for that, but they're still in the top 10, although Ethereum Classic is going to probably boot them off here in the next couple of days. But they are definitely one of the more exciting projects out there, but they're kind of a quiet project, you know? They don't spend on advertising, they just kind of are chilling. One of the great things that Dash is doing, Dash is spending on advertising like crazy. You got to get your message out. You got to talk to people. You got to actually get out there and say, hey, this is us. This is what we're doing. And Dash has been really good at that. You know, they put Max Kaiser in a bus and drove him all around America with a big RV that said Dash on the side of it. They're doing ads, like in-flight ads on planes. The name Dash will be known. So it will be really interesting to see the future of a lot of these coins, without a doubt. Okay. Now, I want to talk a little bit about scams today, because, where'd it go? No. Get out of here. Okay, there it is. It's back. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about scams today. So, Confido, however you say it. I think it's Confido, actually. Exit scam, $375,000, which isn't actually very much money. Moonologist, I get my financial advice from Lark and Fortran. Nothing can go wrong. It's not professional financial advice, guys. It's just a dude talking about cryptocurrency. Remember that. Make your own decisions. This is an interesting one. Now, look, I know some people came out on YouTube, promoted this. Why not? This is one of those projects. You looked at it. Everything was there. Looked good, looked solid. You know, they seemed to have a good team. Of course, it came out now that the CEO had made up everything on his CV, and that there's no record of him ever having worked at Pepsi. Probably never worked at eBay. Obviously, the whole thing has gone dark. Of course, it's a very unfortunate situation for anybody who did get stung by this, but it does happen. It does happen. This is unfortunately what happens in this space right now. You do have to be careful with your money. Even when a project looks really good, they can still run off with their money. A project can be really good, can have a really good team, and still fail terribly. Got to be careful out there, guys. That's basically what it comes down to. Watch out. Watch out. Now, the one thing that I am really excited about in the space are companies just like Robinhood. There will become a point when companies like Robinhood, most people will only participate in ICOs if they can get listed on Robinhood, for example, or another underwriting service. There's a couple other companies that are doing underwriting for ICOs. This, I think, will be the way forward. Basically, they're going to have their legal team go out and investigate somebody, make sure that it's a legit project, that they're doing what they say they do, the people exist, all this kind of stuff. And then you're really just betting on the project itself. And that's a different story, of course. But I like this idea. I like what Robinhood's trying to do. And pretty excited for the future of Robinhood as an exchange. I haven't started using them yet because they only have a couple of pairings on their exchange currently. We'll have to see a few more come through. It's just in the beta testing stages right now. But when their zero fees exchange comes out and they have this ICO underwriting service, it'll be a powerful player in the space without a doubt. Pew Pew Tube. Lark, I have been buying a lot of Komodo. I can't ignore the tech, but the price doesn't seem to follow. Pew Pew Tube. Yeah. Sometimes it is hard holding those bags. And sometimes you just have to be patient, PewPewTube. You know, I mean, yeah, okay, it's up a bit on the day, and that's really great. But sometimes you just have to be patient. What is your timeline for profit, PewPewTube? What is your goal for this? Have you set a goal? I hope you set a goal. If you have, then just you have to sit back and patiently wait for that goal to happen, because if you believe in the tech, if you believe in what they're trying to do, then you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. And that's, you know, that is one of the ways why, you know, I look at projects and I just try to invest in the really good projects with really good teams. That's why, you know, invest in something like Cardano, for example. Whether it succeeds or not, at least I know that I invested in one that was very good. The dumping on Lisk is sick because of impatient people. Yep. Impatient people, man. It's just everyone wants that profit right now. And that is a tricky situation. Now everyone's asking about Neblio. Neblio. We have seen a good pullback on a few coins. Net Metal, for example, is way, way down. Has been down for a couple of weeks now. Where's the old Nebs at? I feel like I've gone right past it, haven't I? Neblio, 127, 288. Wow. That is a pretty decent pullback, isn't it? Let's have a look here. Last 3 months on old Neblio. Yeah, that is pretty good. That is pretty good. All-time highs, 100,000 Satoshis. Holy cow, we're down to 33,000 Satoshis. That is a big, big pullback. This is one of those situations with Neblio, and we see this in a lot of different coins. People got super excited about it, said, yes, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be super cool. I'm really into this. Let's do it. And then they all bought their coins, and the price got pushed up a lot. And then they said, okay, what next? What's it going to do? And Neblio's, well, actually, guys, we're not planning on doing anything for like another 6 months, but thanks for investing all your money in this project. That's really cool. Keep the market price going, guys. You got to be patient. This is the thing. Hourglass, metal dipped so hard. Oh. That was such a metal dip. Totally hard dipping, man. Totally hard. Still hodling, though. Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm still hodling the heck out of my metal. And I hope to buy some more here in the near future. So, hope the price stays down a little bit longer. Thoughts on Obsidian, Pedicab Crypto? No thoughts on Obsidian. Sorry, I haven't looked into it enough. Delane Horning. When will Neo return to its glory days? Delane, can we go back to the previous conversation? And that is, seriously, what are you talking about? What are you talking about when you say that? And look, I don't mean to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean. But you got to honestly take a look at the charts and keep this all in perspective. We are in the glory days of Neo. Right now, you're living it. Neo in July was $5. If you bought Neo in July, you're up 7 times on your profit. That's huge. Absolutely huge. You got to be patient with these things. Neo is just getting started. In a lot of ways, this is so exemplary of the market. Big excitement. That goes back down a little bit. Big excitement. And it goes back down a little bit. Excellent long-term hold, Neo. So keep an eye on it. Don't lose your faith in good projects. Be patient. Have a strategy. Lark, did you buy any Salt? I did not buy any Salt, but I like Salt's platform. Spectre could be a good passive income bet. Yeah, absolutely. Spectre's got a pretty serious project. I like the Spectre ICO. I think it's got a lot of potential moving forward. So definitely one to keep your eyes on. Spectre's cool. I'm not into binary trading. I personally wouldn't use the platform, but I think a lot of people will use the platform. Obviously, if you're into technical analysis, if you're into reading the markets, it's got a lot of great potential. Munted one. Nexus is another solid project. If anyone's interested, cheap at the moment. Next buys, Nexus. Yeah, I agree. I'm trying not to get anything new added into my portfolio, but Nexus is definitely one that I am looking to add in here pretty soon. Also some Substratum. I've started piling up a little bit of Substratum though, so. But definitely Nexus. Just got to back the truck up, get 1,000 of them while they're still $1. Because when Nexus takes off, when people actually figure out what Nexus is and what Nexus is trying to do, it's gonna go. It's gonna go. But can we go back to this point right here? $256 billion market cap here. The money flowing in is crazy right now. $1 billion a day, sometimes it's more. Institutional investors back in the truck up. It's crazy, guys. How long till we get to $1 trillion? That is the question I want to know. And obviously it's a highly speculative thing, but $750 billion. How long will it take for that much money to come into the market? Well, that is an interesting question. Let's go back to the 1 year. This time last year, the entire cryptocurrency market was worth $14 billion. Seriously? Seriously, guys. Holy cow. If we see that same level of growth next year, amazing. Wait, unamazing. No, amazing, not unamazing, Lark. Absolutely amazing. So, wow. Just choose the good projects, guys. Choose projects you believe in and hold on to them, because it's going to be a wild ride. Don't have those weak hands. Don't sell at a loss on a project that's really good. Neo 10,000 by 2024. Oh, yes. Yes, come to me, Neo. Come to me. Okay. Oh no, Nexus is $1.70 since you last looked. No. Just gonna ignore that. I definitely missed getting Nexus when it was like 93 cents. Maybe we'll see another retraction on that. Just gonna pretend that's not happening right now. I will get my Nexus price. I will get my Nexus price. Well, that's the crypto market, guys. Sometimes you see these opportunities and you don't have the cash to jump in on them when you should jump in on them. Sometimes you miss that boat a little bit. Sometimes that boat comes back around to the harbor. So patience is definitely part of the game here. And I think that's an interesting segue into Look at this. Look at this. I'm so into crypto. Segue, Lark. An interesting segue into Power Ledger. 74 cents at the moment. Power Ledger has been on fire recently. Wilderbeest, when can you talk about Nexus? I made a review on Nexus. I really like Nexus. I do have to reach out to Colin again. These guys are busy. You gotta keep chasing them around. Let's put that. I would love to get Colin in for a chat one of these days. Power Ledger has seen phenomenal growth this week. And the interesting thing is there's a lot of exciting news about Power Ledger, and it's an amazing project. Everyone can see the benefit of it. Everyone can see why Power Ledger is so cool. The only thing is that what's the timeline for big profit on this? How long till they actually get things running the way we want to see it? Now look, yeah, they've got that $8 million grant to get the test pilot running in Fremantle, Australia. They're signing a deal with Tech Mahindra. This is all very exciting news, and this is keeping the price volume coming up. Very real potential for a very big pullback here because attention deficit disorder market, guys. You really see that where in 2, 3, 4 months, yeah, you know, it doesn't hit the press every day, although Power Ledger's marketing team is absolutely fantastic. But remember, it's a long-term project. If you see any significant dips on this, look to get in, because it's definitely one that is big long-term. Mikhail says, biggest problem for Power is the Australian government. I don't know. I think they've been working with them. It was the Australian government that gave them the $8 million grant to run the test pilot in Fremantle. I think Australia is a very forward-looking country, and that they're looking for solutions to their problems, and they're looking for projects and companies which are going to put Australia on the map, even more than Australia is already, of course, on the map. So, seriously. Potcoin. You need to do a review on Potcoin, especially with the legalization. A wise crypto fool says, you know, maybe I am missing the point on Potcoins, but I guess as a loyalty rewards program, that's kind of cool, but why wouldn't you just use Metal? They're a payments network, FDIC insured bank accounts, 5% bonus for the buyer and the seller, all handled on one platform. You can pay anybody. It's not just a marijuana thing. You know, it's these marijuana coins, I just don't see it happening with them. And I could be wrong. A pot coin. There's certainly a lot of big cannabis coins out there, but a big cannabis coin could be the one that changes it all. But I don't know. I just don't see them as being useful enough to the companies, because these companies, what they want to do, they're coming into the light. They want to have bank accounts. They don't want to have $1 million in cash sitting in their basements. And they don't want to have a bunch of pot coins either. They want to have cash in their bank accounts. And payment processing, like Metal, is what's going to let them do that, not pot coins. Although a marijuana-based coin could be useful for a loyalty rewards program at individual shops or within a different network, that could have its uses. We see these loyalty programs coming out with cryptocurrencies. Those are useful. Make a loyalty pot coin ERC-20 token. People might dig that, but I don't see it personally as being a big thing. But hey, that's just my opinion. Nate Forch asks, how much do you get for staking NEM a year? Nate, it's basically randomly given out, but you increase your chances by the amount of NEM that you have and by how long you've been on the network, basically. So the NEM network basically really rewards the people who got in early, the people who bought it when it was, you know, sub 1 penny. If you bought NEM for like half a cent and bought a few million, then you're good. Then you're making some decent money daily off of processing NEM transactions. If you have like 10, 20,000, you might get a block once in a while, but it's not going to be, you know, giant for you. Stampede. Ethos is really interesting. Yeah, Ethos is really interesting. It's a really cool project. It's so much more than just the universal wallet. Let's see what they can pull off in the future. Obviously, rebranding is like the new black in 2017, isn't it? Be interesting to see where these guys go. Okay, last question for today. Sub-Zero asks, what do you think about EverX? I like EverX. I like the problem that EverX is trying to solve. International remittances is a real problem. That being said, Other providers are entering the space. We have Moeda. They're trying to work on the same thing. So this is microcredit to small and medium-sized enterprises. This is international remittances. Moeda is focusing on South America. PIVX is trying to get it going, is currently doing it actually. They've run a test pilot between Burma and Thailand. And after that, of course, Amise Go. Great potential. Or you can just send Litecoin. You can just send Litecoin back and forth to people. The trick is, though, exchanging it for local currencies. And that's where PIVX has a real foothold in the space, is that they've got Thai bot pegged coins. They have Myanmar, I think it's Kyat, pegged tokens. And so you can use the blockchain. PIVX token goes across the border digitally, and you can then go to a Western Union office, for example, or some other such payment provider. Yoza, one more question, Lark. Any news on the meetups? Okay, I'll answer. Final question. Yes. Any news on the meetups? Indeed. I'm definitely going to be doing a Wellington meetup here probably in about a week or so. Auckland meetup maybe after I get back from holiday. I am going to the States for 3 weeks, so I might try and run a quick meetup in like New York City or something while I'm there, but I will have to see, so stay tuned for that. As far as a bigger meetup next year, I got to get in contact with Cryptocurrency Australia and see if we can do some really cool kind of things, so that would be a lot of fun. But stay up to date with it. I will be doing them here in the near future. Definitely one in Wellington, because I just walk out the door and do it, but hopefully one in Auckland as well. If there's demand for it, I'll pop down to the South Island too, come down to Dunedin or Christchurch. Be a lot of fun. Anyway, guys, that is all from the Crypto Lark for today. Thank you so much for joining into the show, for asking awesome questions. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time, guys.